The Rwanda bill will be on its way back to the House of Commons today for a final survey, together with 4 new amendments, one of which is likely to find favour with the Commons, is that the Rwanda deportation bill will allow exemptions for Afghans who served alongside UK forces and were not covered by the safe and legal routes, or haven't been able to make use of the safe and legal routes because there's a pause, and therefore followed Suella Braverman's directions when she was being interviewed in the committee in November 2022, and when Tim Lawton asked what would somebody do if they had every reason to claim asylum in the UK but couldn't get there, and she conceded that they would have to go by small boat and claim asylum once they arrived on our shores. Now, her 2 laws passed since then make it impossible for anybody who comes to the UK to by small boats to claim asylum. Hence, there's a large number of people now who are in legal limbo, who are being kept in hotels and who can't claim asylum because of those 2 laws which were passed. And those laws are in defiance of international regulations and international conventions that we signed up for. Now, the Rwanda bill will be the sort of icing on the cake for this. And the exemption, which of course drives a wedge of stupidity and ensures the law will actually have a fallacious statement in the middle of it, if it goes through, is rendered absolutely absurd. It's the right thing to do, but it makes a nonsense of the bill. If it's wrong, and if it becomes criminal, if it is criminal, it is criminal to enter the UK by a small boat, and that automatically stops somebody being claiming for asylum, then it doesn't matter whether they served in the served with the British forces in Afghanistan or not. If there's an exception made for one group, there should be exceptions made for other groups. That's the first point. So, although I entirely agree that exceptions should be made, on the terms of the bill, it becomes nonsensical. And the more interesting amendment is that the East African country should be monitored and could then be judged unsafe by the people who are monitoring it. At the moment, that wouldn't be possible. At the moment, the law declares the country to be safe, even if somebody finds evidence that that isn't the case. That is the absurdity of this law. And there are a number of ways in which the law could possibly get through with these amendments or without these amendments. I think Rishi Sunak believes that if a flight takes off, a token flight, then in some way his mission is achieved. Tufton Street will be happy, pat him on the back, and all will be well with the world. Just have to wait until the next election and the entire thing will be repealed. But would a Labour government spend most of its energy in the first term of office repealing all the laws which are nonsensical? Again, some of these laws give a government powers which are useful. The 3 laws, let's say those 3 laws which make up Suella Braverman's legacy, they should all be repealed, but it would take time to repeal those 3 laws. The more likely scenario is that they simply won't be used. They won't be practiced, which leaves them on the statute books, which leaves that threat available. In the meantime, the Labour government should be thinking seriously about how to manage the problem with migration, because it's absurd to suggest there isn't a problem with migration. There is. And its arrangement to make a deal with Europe is absurd, because that puts us at Europe's behest. And that's one of the things which was ruled out in the referendum. The much better alternative is for a global conference to ascertain whether or not the 1951 Refugee Convention is still of value. And given the debate which is going on in Europe as well, I think Europe will rapidly come to the conclusion that it's not. And a few careful rewrites would sort out a lot of the problems, together with a commitment to put consulate offices around the neighbourhood of Europe, and to get the process of registering for asylum begun outside the countries. That would solve a lot of problems. That would be the way forward. The Rwanda bill is really a waste of time and energy, and sends out appalling signals to the rest of the world.